there everyone, welcome to Pour Painting with Ron. I hope you've been really well since the last time we saw each other. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you're inspired to give pour painting a go yourself. Anyway, what are we going to be doing today? Well, something that I haven't tried before, something I saw Molly doing on her channel, and I thought I'd give the sort of technique a little go myself using the ingredients I usually use for painting. It's based on the bloom pour, using the bloom pour recipe, but rather than using one base colour and spinning it out, I'm using two different base colours and doing a ring pour with a swipe over the top. We'll see what happens. Anyway, the canvas I'm using today is this rather large one, this 50 by 60 centimetre thin edge canvas. And just like I usually do, I tape off the back with some painter's tape just to keep it tidy, and use some giant push pins I got from my local Officeworks store just to keep the canvas off the surface of the table. Makes it much easier to work with. And I've made sure, of course, that it's all level. Now, the base colours I'm going to use today, and I'll run through it quickly for those of you who haven't seen one of my bloom paintings before. My base colours are just plain ordinary acrylic water-based house paints, and I'm using the British paints. I'm using their low sheen interior house paint. I'm just using their white, and I'm also using black, so I just had some tinted to black. If you have tint put into your colour, don't get them to put it on their little shaker machine because it just puts a gazillion bubbles in it. Just mix it yourself using a spatula. You get much fewer bubbles that way. So just plain old ordinary interior house paint, white and black, not mixed with anything else. And for this size canvas, I'm using about 500 grams of each colour. Then the layer on top of that is your colour layer. Now the pouring medium I make up for my colours is a mix of house paint and varnish. Now again, the British Paints house paint. This is the untinted house paint, so no colour in it whatsoever. And it's the extra bright. So extra bright untinted house paint. And the varnish is a water-based polyurethane varnish. This is Joe Sonia's. Make sure you get a non-yellowing one. So it's 3 parts of the paint to 2 parts of the varnish, and you get your pouring medium. Now the colours you add to the pouring medium need to be highly pigmented because you stretch them out a long way. So I use Joe Sonia's colours for my bloom pours, and today I'm using Brilliant Magenta and Brilliant Violet, and I had a little bit of blue left, so I thought I'd chuck in a bit of ultramarine blue as well. But the main colours are going to be the magenta and the purple. Now to mix up the colour and the pouring medium, I mix up 1 part of the colour to 2 parts of the pouring medium. And then the swiping colour on the top is a mix of paint and Floetrol, and then you get the nice lacing effects. Now the brand of paint that works the best for lacing is Amsterdam, and I'm using their titanium white today, but any of their colours will work. And the Floetrol is Australian Floetrol. So I'm using 1 part of the paint to 2 parts of the Floetrol to get my swiping colour. Clear as mud? Well, I've got the recipe on the side, so feel free to pause the video and write it down if you've missed some of that, but it's pretty straightforward. You can mix up the colours earlier and just put them in little squeeze bottles and just give them a bit of a shake before you want to use them again. They last for ages. Okay, now I'll just put all this stuff away and then we'll get started. Well, here we are with my base colours all ready. Now I'm going to be doing the ring pour today, so I'm going to be tipping the paint into these 2 cups alternately because I'm going to do 2 rings on my canvas. Now this is the first time I'm trying this, so I have no idea how it's going to turn out. But that's half the fun of paint pouring, isn't it? Just having a go and seeing what happens. Okay, so I've got my 2 cups here. I'll pour the paint down the sides. And what colour do I want in the middle? Maybe white in the middle. I'll pour the paint down the sides like so. In alternate layers. Black is always a bit scary to use. It goes a long way. Now you don't want to be too stingy on each layer. I'm doing them fairly thick. Otherwise they may just tend to all blend together. So as I said, it's just plain ordinary house paint. No water or anything added. Looks quite nice in the cups. Now I've kept my can of black out because I may need to put some around the edges of my rings to fill up the canvas. And a little bit of white, I'll just let it dribble in. And I might just get a spoon, help things along a little bit. Got a bit of black left, so I'll use that up. Okay, so that's that. Quite pretty looking. Hopefully the black doesn't swallow all the white. Yeah, we'll see. Bring in my canvas. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. This is the scary part. Now, lots of ways you can do the rings. I might start, let me see. I might actually do one down here and one up there. Lots of black. Catch the drip. it's going to be very black. I didn't want that much black. So, I didn't want quite as much black as that. What will I do? What I might do is get some white. Back in a sec. Get some white, put it in my cup, and I'll fill in some of the blanks with some white. I might just put some white. In here. Some white in there. Any excess I'll just tip out over the sides anyway. Like so. And then black. I'll put some black around the corners, I think. Some extra black. Like so. You think? Well, we'll see how that works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but we've had a go. I'll just pop some bubbles before I put the colour on. Now the colour, I'm not going to cover the whole thing with colour, but I was going to put some blobs here in the middle, see what happens. Alright, I might start off, I'll put the light colour or the dark colour in the centre. Might actually start with the dark. Oh, this is scary. some purple there. Now I don't have much blue. So I'll just use what I've got. Bit of blue there. Like so, just enough. And then the magenta. Like so. Now this could be really yuck, or it could be really pretty. We'll see. Now I've got my swipe, very thin, 2 parts Floetrol as I said, and 1 part titanium white. I'll put that on my little wall scraper. Makes it easier to put my palette knife in. So I'll just put a bit on my scraper like so. And then I'll make sure my palette knife is nicely coated. Hang on, I think I could actually make it a bit wider. Bit wider. That's better. Now I'll cover my palette knife. And I'll just do like so. Okay, now I'll give the lacing just a little bit to develop before I stretch it out. And we'll see what happens. I'll just move some of these, give myself a bit of space. This is the messy part. Move these cups over. So, lots of room. Okay. Now I'll just tidy these up a bit. Tidy up this corner a bit. Just helps paint to slide. like so. Cool. Well, let's see what we're going to get. As I said, you can use any swiping colour. You don't have to use white. Make sure it's all moving. I'll bring it back to the centre. I don't want to squish all my colour. So I'll just be slow. Bring it back to the centre. I do have plenty of paint. Okay, now I'll go down to the other corner. See how we're looking. Okay, I do want to stretch out that middle a bit more. If I can. I'm going to have to lose some of that. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing. Just trying to make the composition look a bit interesting. Okay. Not quite what I was expecting, but still interesting nonetheless. Lots of purple. Okay, no, I won't stretch it any more than that because it'll just be all overstretched and I'll lose all of my magenta. Now, before I bring you in for a closer look, I'll just tidy up my edges by running my palette knife under the edge. Just pick up some colour to fix up the corners, bit of black there. Corners are always a bit tricky to cover. Let's check that corner over here. No, that's not covered. Just dribble a bit of paint down. That's certainly different. In hindsight, maybe using red and orange and yellow may have looked better than the purple and the magenta, but still that's not too bad. Okay, hopefully you can see the painting. Got my camera as usual above my head. I'll just bring you down. I think it's an interesting painting. It needs to grow on me. But sort of the black and white rings, they work pretty well. We've got some little bit of cell action happening as well. And I do like the lacing, perhaps a little bit too much purple in the middle. I lost most of my magenta over the sides. So I do need to beware of that in future. Although yeah, maybe a red and orange yellow one would look nice with the black and the white. Yeah, we got some nice black and white swirls. So what did you think of that one? I think for my first attempt, the result was really interesting and really promising for future trials. I already have a few ideas of what I might like to do in the future, so I'm sure you'll see those popping up in forthcoming videos. Yeah, but overall, I think very interesting technique. Perhaps it's something you'd like to have a go at yourself. Just have a play, see what happens. In the end, it's only a little bit of paint. Have some fun. Anyway, we've come to the end of the video, I'm afraid, and it's time for me to clean up this mess. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, please take a moment to press the like button. Helps my content get found in YouTube land. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please take a moment to subscribe. Well, I hope you have a really wonderful week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. In the meantime, happy painting.